Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm going to continue the series of Blackjack. Now what we need is we need to make a dealer. So what it is, what I've noticed is lots of people say should you use object oriented programming or not. However, what I've noticed is whenever you're doing a game, whether it's Blackjack, Connect Four, whatever, it's much easier if you use object oriented programming. So I'm not a person who would always say, why are you using object-oriented programming? I'm not that kind of person. Like, for instance, if you was doing a form to sign up, I wouldn't sort of say why, I wouldn't sort of go out of my way to do object-oriented programming for that. Okay? However, when it comes to games, then I realise that, okay, this is the time where you have to do object-oriented programming. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use classes. I'm not going to use ifs. I'm not going to use them. I'm going to use classes. So I'm going to do a. I want someone to deal. I want a dealer. So I'm going to make a class for a dealer. But I'm going to call it. I'm just going to call it card machine. Clash card machine. And then we do that. That's my constructor, right? Nope. It's a good thing. I like this font because when I spell something wrong, you can see it. Constructor. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to take dex and it's going to take a default version of default value of 8 dex. Okay. So it's going to do that. So that's that is my class. Okay. It's going to take a constructor and it's going to default to 8 dex. However, you can change it to whatever you want. So what I want to do now is I want to create a method that's going to be required, and that is going to be a method that it's going to get a number and it's going to turn the number into a card. That's all it's going to do. Okay. So I'm going to call this method real card. I'm going to show you something. Why I like using classes now is because that's a method now. You don't have to do function or you don't have to do anything else. If this is an iffy, I'd have to do var real card equals and whatever the iffy was. But it's a bit easier here. So the parameter is going to be a card. And I'm gonna say let my card equals 2 plus card mod 13. So what that mod means is it's basically division and remainder. So if I do 13 mod 3, that means what is the remainder? We need to divide 13 by 3, and in this case it's 1. Okay, if I do 14, it's going to be 2. And if I do 15, it's going to be 0. Okay, so that's all that is. So I'm going to take a number, I'm going to convert it to a card. So this my card variable is going to be between 0 and 12. So 0 is going to be 2, 1 is going to be 3. I forgot what I'm talking about. I've added 2 to it, so 2 is going to be 2, 3 is going to be 3, 10 is going to be 10, 11 is going to be 11 is going to be a jack. However, I'm going to change it a bit. What I want is, because we're playing blackjack, I want jack, king, queen, all of them to be 10s, so I don't really care about their true values. So I'm going to do something in here to change it into 10s. Okay, so I'm going to get the card here, and I'm going to do it if my card is greater than 10, or my card is greater than 10 and it's going to be an and here, and my card is less than 14, then we want to set my card to 10. Okay, now another one we want to do, if my card equals 14, my card equals 11, and then we do my card. So what we're going to do, what is this doing? Let me just separate that. Let me just minimize this. Oops. I'll minimize that. Okay, what are we doing here? What we're doing is, there's nothing wrong with this code. Okay, but I'm going to change it. I'm going to tell you why I want to change it. We're going to get a collection of cards here, and we're going to split them up into cards that are more than 10. We're going to do some further modifications on them. Cards less than 10, we're not going to. So I want it to be more clear in the card. Like, we've got this here, that's there, and that's there. So I want it to sort of be more distinct, to say that we got a bunch of cards and we're separating them, we're partitioning them in two, so that it's harder to make mistakes. So I'm going to change this card to my card, and it's going to do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to nest them. So there I've got my card more than 10, and then I'm going to have my card less than 14, and then I'm going to do, in fact I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do a tertiary. I'm going to do my card less than 14. If it's less than 14, it's going to be equal to 10. Otherwise, it's going to be 11. Okay, so I'm going to change that to that. Okay. So, to be honest, nothing is wrong with this. Nothing's wrong with that. However, I want to look at the cards and just see immediately that I've got a collection of cards, and the ones over 10, I do something to them. Okay, so if I delete that now, I can look at that and I can just see that the ones over 10, I did something to them. And that's all I wanted to do. So what I want to do now is I want to have something to test. So I want to test this before I move on. So I'm just going to create something to test. Okay, so I'm going to create a function called test. And in this case, I'm going to do let's call it dealer. No intelligence. The dealer equal new card machine. Dealer dot so I'm going to put in, I know that 14 is 1, so now that's a 1. So I'm going to put in that. So let's do that. And I'm going to test 3 cards here. Oops, my typing is terrible. So what I might do is do more copy and pasting. So I want to test, say the queen. So the queen is 12 plus 13, 25. What am I talking about? Queen is 10, 23. And the ace is going to be 25. So from that, I should get, that's going to be 14 is a 2, so that's going to be a 2. That's going to be a 10, and that's going to be 11. So that's what I should get back. So I'm going to do test. Okay, I've got a syntax error somewhere. Let me have a look. Okay, I've got the syntax error here. It should be my card equals there. So let me do that test. Okay, I'm wrong. My card listed. Okay. Okay, that's what I should do. So that's what the error is. Okay, I'm trying to work out what's wrong. Okay, I spotted it. I'm so used to using classes, I forgot to do function here. Okay. Okay, I think I spotted it now. When you do a class, you don't need this. There should have been a clue that the clue I made it wrong was this was highlighted. So I should have saw that's yellow. So that should have been my clue. That I made a mistake. There you go. So Now that's yellow as well here. So let's see if this works. Well, that's wrong. Why is it wrong? Because I think I made a mistake. 1 plus 2 is 3. So that should be 3. Okay. So I'm sorry about messing up a bit. However, we have completed the first method, and that's this thing here. So thanks for watching the video. Until next time, bye.